Let's start with a hot take that's probably going to get me canceled in the comments. Solo leveling isn't the masterpiece you think it is. Don't get me wrong, I was there for every arise. I screamed when the statues started smiling, and I think A1 Pictures deserves a literal gold medal for the animation they've put out. But as we move further into 2026, the Shadow Monarch formula is starting to show its cracks. We've reached a point where aura isn't enough to carry a show. We've seen the OP main character trope 1,000 times now, and honestly, we're starting to crave something more. We want worlds that actually breathe, side characters that aren't just there to look shocked at the MC's power level, and stakes that don't feel like a foregone conclusion. Today, we are looking at 10 anime that take everything solo leveling did and, dare I say it, do it significantly better. Whether it's superior world building, more complex magic systems, or just raw emotional impact that stays with you long after the credits roll, these are the shows that are officially dethroning the king of power fantasies. Grab your popcorn, hit that subscribe button to join the 2026 watch list crew, and let's get into the list. Coming in at number 10, we have to talk about the absolute blueprint for battle shonen, Hunter x Hunter. Now, why is this better than solo leveling? It comes down to one word: Nen. In the world of Jinwoo, power is a number. If your level is higher, you win. It's linear, it's simple, and it's a bit predictable, but Nen? Nen is a philosophical masterpiece. It's a system where a physically weaker character can absolutely dismantle a god-tier opponent through strategy, vow-based restrictions, and psychological warfare. Think about the Chimera Ant arc. That wasn't just a fight, it was a deconstruction of what it means to be human. While Jinwoo is out there grinding dungeons for stat points, Gon and Killua are navigating a world where every fight could be their last, regardless of their power level. If you want a show where the fights feel like high-stakes chess matches rather than just a contest of who has the biggest glowing aura, Hunter x Hunter remains the undisputed GOAT. At number 9, we're looking at the series that paved the way for the manhwa to anime pipeline, Tower of God. By now, in early 2026, we've seen the Workshop and Hell Train arcs fully realized, and the comparison to solo leveling is night and day. The biggest critique of Jinwoo's story is that the world feels empty. The side characters exist purely to scale him. But in the tower, everyone has a name, a dream, and a betrayal waiting to happen. The lore of the 135 floors, the mystery of the Zahard family, and the complex relationship between Bomb and Rachel make solo leveling's plot look like a children's book. Bomb, or Violet if you're caught up, doesn't just get stronger because a system tells him to. He gets stronger because the weight of the world is forcing him to evolve. It's an epic in the truest sense of the word, with a cast of characters that you actually care about. Moving to number 8, let's talk about the show that actually understands what it's like to be a gamer, Shangri-La Frontier. Look, solo leveling uses a gaming aesthetic, but it's not really about gaming, it's about being a superhero. Sunraku, on the other hand, is a trash game hunter. He doesn't have a magical system giving him double XP, he has years of experience dealing with broken hitboxes and glitchy bosses. The fight against Weatherman is, in my opinion, better choreographed than the Jeju Island raid. It's a battle of mechanics, timing, and pure skill. There's a sense of community and fun in Shangri-La Frontier that is completely absent from Jinwoo's cold, lonely climb to the top. It reminds us that games are meant to be played with others, and the stakes feel incredibly real, despite being just a game. If you want top-tier animation and bosses that actually feel like legendary encounters, don't sleep on Sunraku. Number 7 is the one that's currently taking 2026 by storm, The Beginning After the End. As Season 2 wraps up its current cour, fans are starting to realize why this is often called the solo leveling killer. While both feature an overpowered protagonist, TBATE's Arthur Lewin is a significantly more compelling lead. We aren't just watching a guy get strong, we're watching a king reborn as a child, trying to atone for the mistakes of his past life. The relationship Arthur has with his parents and his bond with Sylvie adds an emotional layer that Jinwoo's family subplot just never reached. In solo leveling, the power is the point. In TBATE, the power is a tool, and often a burden. The world building in Dethroned is rich, and the looming threat of the Alacrians feels much more personal and terrifying than the generic monarchs from the gate. Coming in at number 6, we have the king of aura himself, Sid Kaganu from the Eminence in Shadow. This show is essentially a parody of everything solo leveling represents, and it does it with more style. While Jinwoo is brooding and serious, Sid is just a guy who wants to live out his edgy fanfiction fantasies. The brilliance here is that Sid is as strong as Jinwoo, but he has no idea he's actually in a real story. He thinks he's just role-playing. This meta-commentary on the overpowered MC genre makes it so much more fun to watch. Plus, let's be real, the I Am Atomic scene has more iconic energy than almost any move in Jinwoo's arsenal. It takes the power fantasy and adds a layer of absurdist comedy that makes the whole genre feel fresh again. If you're tired of the edgy lone wolf trope, Sid is the antidote. At number 5, we have the breakout hit of winter 2026, Sentenced to be a Hero. If you thought Solo Leveling was dark because of a few blood splatters, this show is going to give you a reality check. In this world, heroes are criminals who have been sentenced to fight for humanity. They can't die, they can't quit, and they aren't celebrated. Xylo Forbarts is a protagonist who is actually tired of the grind. The animation in the Hell's Gate episodes we just saw was some of the most visceral, high-octane stuff I've seen in years. It takes the monster hunting concept of Solo Leveling, but strips away the glory, replacing it with a sense of dread and existential horror. It's a mature, complex take on the hero genre that makes the S-rank hunters of Korea look like they're playing on easy mode. Number 4 is a literal masterpiece finally making its debut on the small screen, Steel Ball Run. Look, David Production has outdone themselves with the 2026 release of Jojo Part 7. The comparison here isn't even fair. Solo Leveling is a power fantasy, Steel Ball Run is art. Johnny Joestar's journey across America is a story about resolve, trauma, and the pursuit of something greater than yourself. The spin system is infinitely more creative than just leveling up stats. The battles are bizarre, unpredictable, and visually stunning. While Jinwoo's story is about a guy who becomes the strongest, Johnny's story is about a guy who learns to walk again, both literally and figuratively. If you want a show that will actually make you think and feel while providing some of the most creative action in the medium, Part 7 is the pinnacle. At number 3, we have Frieren. Now, some of you might say, but this isn't an action show. And to that I say, have you seen the animation in Season 2? Madhouse is flexing so hard it's not even funny. But the reason it beats Solo Leveling isn't the fights, it's the weight of time. Solo Leveling is about the future, getting stronger, getting to the next floor. Frieren is about the past. It's about the consequences of being the strongest and watching the world move on without you. It's a fantasy that feels ancient and grounded. When Frieren uses magic, it feels like an event, not just a flashy light show. It's a reminder that the best fantasy stories aren't about the monsters you kill, but the people you remember. It's the highest rated anime for a reason, and it's a level of storytelling Jinwoo just can't touch. Coming in at the runner-up spot is To Be Hero X. If we are talking about raw visual spectacle, this is the only show that makes Solo Leveling look dated. The way this series blends 2D and 3D animation is revolutionary for 2026. But beyond the eye candy, it has a brilliant core concept. Heroes are powered by the trust value of the public. If people stop believing in you, you lose your power. This adds a layer of social commentary and tension that Solo Leveling lacks. Jinwoo doesn't care what people think. He's just a god, but X has to navigate the fickle nature of fame and public opinion. It's colorful, it's experimental, and it's the most visually creative thing to hit our screens in a decade. It's the future of anime, while Solo Leveling is arguably the peak of the past. And finally, at number 1, the true Solo Leveling killer, and the best anime of 2026, Omniscient Reader's Viewpoint. If you haven't started this yet, what are you doing with your life? ORV takes the system trope and deconstructs it entirely. Kim Dokja isn't an S-rank hunter, he's just a guy who read the book. He wins because he understands the narrative. The constellations, the gods watching the scenarios, are a direct metaphor for us, the audience. It's a meta-story about why we love stories. It has the same aura as Solo Leveling, the same high-stakes monster fights, and a protagonist who is even more of a badass. But it has a plot that is so layered and emotional that it will leave you staring at a wall for hours after the finale. It's the evolution of the manhwa genre, and it is officially the new king. So that's the list. Did I trigger the Shadow Monarch fans, or do you agree that 2026 has brought us even better heights? Let me know your top 10 in the comments. Hit that like button if you enjoyed the deep dive, and I'll see you in the next one. Arise and subscribe.